Hello.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Two Peas Potting, our bookish podcast with a side of judgment. This episode is going to be a lot of judgment on my part.
Yeah, it really is.
Not happy about it. So, today, you guys, if you've been listening to us for a while, know that we've already covered the book People We Meet on
Yes.
Vacation by Emily Henry.
I just need to interject that we mixed up the books. It was not People We Meet on Vacation that we covered. It was Funny Story that we covered. We tend to mix up books from time to time. Like we said, we forget books immediately, so we are sorry for that confusion. But it was Funny Story, not People We Meet on Vacation that we covered.
So, today we're going to talk about the movie. And the creative liberties that they took that we may
Okay.
or may not like.
So I'm just going to start off by saying it got a 76% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, they're wrong.
Mama's Geeky. I don't know if anybody knows that. Apparently it's a good movie site. It got an 8 out of 10. And you might agree with this one. IMBD got a 6.6 out of 10.
Okay, if you're watching the movie at face value, never reading the book, I could see how it could be a good movie.
How it could be an 8 out of 10 if you've never read the book. I could see that too.
But and I know, the book is always better. Yes, we know. But there is no excuse. I'm sorry. Look at what Frida was on, one of the producers for her movie, and they did a really good job. That
They
was
did.
one of the best
did.
book to movie adaptations I have seen. And we've seen
Yes.
a flop in both, oh my gosh, I lost it. The Colleen Hoover movie.
Oh, it ends with us.
That, and now
Yep.
People We Meet on Vacation is a total flop for me.
Yes.
I watched it the first time when it came out, and I was very much comparing it. I was like, but once it was over, I was like, I still kind of enjoyed it. So it's good. And then when I rewatched it before we were doing this, no. I thought I could enjoy it more because I'm like, okay. Because when I watched it the first time, I watched it with my friend and she had just finished the audiobook that day. And so she was like, well, that's wrong, and that's wrong, and that's wrong, and that's wrong. And so I'm like, okay, well, I don't have this memory recalled of the book. I forget things after 2 seconds when I read them. After the book is closed, I forget. No.
Yes. Okay. So changes.
A lot.
I'm reading stuff.
A lot of changes.
It flattens reviewers know it flattens the book's character growth.
Yes.
Changes key plot points like the location of the wedding from Palm Springs to Barcelona and skips significant moody flashbacks. So I guess the wedding was always included.
But they were making it a vacation before the wedding.
Yes.
And I feel that part really bothered me. I feel when Alex and Poppy came back together in the movie, I feel like they missed such a big point of how intense their friend breakup was.
Yes.
And
They skipped 2 very important summers in the movie.
Yes, and they fucked up Tuscany or wherever they were. That was not what happened. They got rid of Croatia completely, and that's literally the entire slow burn of this book is, oh, but that one summer in Croatia, and the whole time you're like, well, what the fuck happened in Croatia?
Croatia, thank you. I could not think of the freaking town. I was like, it's not Tuscany, it's Croatia.
Yeah. And also, I feel like they made Alex such a dick at the beginning of the movie.
They
That
really
is
did.
not how he was in the book at all. He was like, you're late. Nah, nah, nah. And he was kind of no, I hate that. But he wasn't an asshole.
No, he was just more ugh,
Come on. Can you hurt
yeah,
that?
just annoyed.
Mildly annoyed, yeah.
Yes.
But,
yes.
okay, the one thing I will give the movie, the casting was really good.
I did like the casting. It was good.
I love who they got for Poppy. I think she was a perfect Poppy.
She was a perfect Poppy. Her energy, her personality, everything was what I envisioned of Poppy to be.
And I also do like who they got for Alex. I think he played it well. I don't think he would have been my first choice, but I liked that they picked him.
He wouldn't have been my first choice either, but he was good. He played it well.
But I don't know, I feel like they messed up on I think there's three major things. The way that they got reconnected, like, how they started talking again, like, she just randomly, like, he sent her a text by accident, and then they started texting while she was sitting on her
Uh-huh.
balcony in New York. And I think that's such, like, a cute moment that in the book really highlighted their friendship.
Yes.
And
Yes.
honestly, that would have only taken, like, 10 minutes more in the movie to, like, add that to give that little bit of, like, context to
Yeah.
it, because I loved the part, like, where they first meet at the beginning of the movie and they're on the car ride home, and they're talking about things that, like, "Well, I really like this. Well, I hate that. I really like this. Well, I hate that." Like, that just showed, like, a really good, like, how like, what their friendship is.
Yes.
And then, like, you kinda just lose that. I felt like it was just so fast. Also, they fucked up. I hated the way they wrote in the movie the Iceland trip. When
Oh,
Poppy was
yes.
sick. That is not how it happened, like,
No.
at all.
No.
And the thing is, it kind of, like, discredits the care that and the love that Alex has towards Poppy.
Yes.
Because he was like,
They didn't
"Okay."
show any of it.
No, and he's like, "Okay, I'll go," and she wasn't expecting him to show up, and
Yeah.
she was not as sick as they made her in the book. Like, in the
No,
book,
she
she was,
was
like,
like
dying.
yeah, she couldn't, like, move in the book, like, at all.
Yeah, and, like and I feel like that was just such, like, an important piece of, like, him coming and taking care of her and all of that, and yeah, they did that in the movie, but it was just like, "Bitch, you have a cold."
Basically. Yeah, in the book, it was, like, essentially COVID when it first came out, like, dying COVID.
Yeah, and in the book, she was, like, sweating, like, she had soiled the bed, like, she could not get up, like, bad. Like, he had to come in and
Yeah.
get her in the shower, and then he changed her sheets, like, so sweet, so
Uh-huh.
caring, so loving, and I think that was, like, such an important piece because that was kind of when they started realizing that they had feelings for one another. That
Yes.
was, like, a
Yeah.
pivotal part in the book, and at that point, it's strictly, like, platonic still in the movie. Like, you can be like, "Oh, wow, they really care for each other." It wasn't like this, "Wow, like, I love you,"
Mhm.
in more than a friend way.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
feel like they dropped the ball.
And, um, I have this page popped up because I couldn't remember the book because 'cause it's been so long since I read it, at least it feels like it. Alex and Poppy actually meet at orientation at school
Yeah,
at the
when they're
beginning of the
walking.
year. Yeah, not, like, first initially carpooling back to Ohio together, like, yes, they meet again when they're carpooling back to Ohio
Yeah,
because
and
of
it
their mutual
wasn't like
friend.
well, I thought they had talked during orientation and they found out they lived in the same place, and
Yes, that's
then
exactly what happened, and they reconnected at the end of the school year because they didn't talk throughout the year, but they reconnected at the end because of their mutual friend that they had, and then they went back to their hometown together, and that's how they became friends.
yeah. Which, I mean, I was like, "Okay, that isn't super needed in the story in the movie," but it's nice, like, context.
Yeah,
Like, even
yeah,
if they would've been like, "Oh, yeah, we had orientation." And he's like, yeah, I remember you." Like,
yeah,
something like that, maybe
and
a callback.
the wedding, Poppy technically wasn't invited.
No! She was like the brother did not call and be like, "Are you coming?"
Yeah,
I don't
Alex
know.
accidentally reached out. I have it right in front of me.
Okay.
Alex, one Poppy reached out to Alex to try to salvage their friendship, and as they get to talking, she was suggesting another trip together, and Alex said that he had plans to go to Palm Springs for his brother's wedding, and then he asked Poppy if she'd like to come, um, to that instead of going, like, on a vacation, and then Poppy was trying to pitch Palm Springs to, like,
Yeah, well,
her
and
work.
that's when she was like, "Well, no, I
Yeah.
conveniently enough, I already have a
Yes.
vacation there. We can have
Yes.
all everything paid for by my company," which was a lie.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah, because
really
they said no, so she paid for the whole trip herself.
well, and I feel like that also is such an important piece because that's really showing her falling out of love with her career. That's showing her like and I agree with that one statement about it really, like, wipes out their character development because that's
Uh-huh.
showing she's no longer in love with traveling. She wants to have a calmer career. She's wanting to rebuild those friendships, and she's trying to do literally anything in her power by begging her boss to let her pitch the Palm Springs thing and pitch to Alex to go on this trip with her. And
Yep.
it takes the desperation out of it on how badly she needs things to go right in her life, and I feel like that's such, like, a big piece that they miss because so many people could relate to that. Like, that's such a
Yeah.
relatable character point that they should have kept in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. But
And
they did keep the no air conditioning thing in there, which
but that was
happened
so dumb
in the
because that's
book,
not even
but
how his back got hurt.
no,
Like,
it wasn't.
also,
It
like, and
wasn't.
also the scenario the the scenario in the movie, "Oh, "I hurt my back, just stay here." "No, bitch, come stay where I'm staying, where I have air conditioning." Like, what? It takes, like, them being forced to stay in that place together out of the entire equation.
Yep.
And I think and the thing that sucks is what also, like, kinda takes away from the Barcelona, Palm
Yep.
Springs vacation is that she had pitched it to her boss said no, and she's like, "Fine, I'm just gonna giving the other trip to somebody else, I'm going to Palm Springs." So it's showing her giving up that sacrifice for work. So then in the or in the book, the hotel is like how I envisioned it was like a super shitty, like, ran down.
It's supposed to be in the book. It is
Yes!
supposed to be.
Because, like, the pool was broken, like, it was hot,
Mhm.
it was bad.
It was
Everything
supposed to be a
was
cheap
bad.
rental because it was on Poppy's budget, not her work's budget.
Yeah, and so then when they show up at this place and it's this nice, lavish, I was like, "What the fuck is this hotel room? There's no roaches. Like, there's no stains on the carpet. What's happening?"
No questionable stains, no sanitary, like, ooh.
And I feel like that was such an important thing because that's how his back got messed up was from sleeping on the couch.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't even because they go in there and it was supposed to be 2 bedrooms and it was only 1. He's like, "Well, it's fine. I'll sleep on the couch."
Only one bed. Your
It's only
favorite.
1, it is my favorite. They didn't even use the bed though.
I know.
And they used
I
the
know.
bed in the movie. Wrong. Another point.
Wrong.
Wrong. And I feel like it just I don't feel like the desperation of them trying to keep their friendship on the Palm Springs trip, like, when they finally, like, had it done and, like, their heat was over and she's like, "I just have to rip this thing down," and then, like, finally
Yes.
confessing it, it just felt so underwhelming because the movie didn't have that buildup of emotion between them.
It really didn't. It was very underwhelming. And then there's, like, this part, which isn't, like, a huge deal because I personally don't remember this. The families are different in the movie than they are in the book. Because apparently Alex is supposed to have 3 younger brothers, and David is the youngest who got married, and I don't remember that, and Poppy's supposed to have 2 older brothers.
Yeah.
And in the movie, Alex only has the 1 brother, and Poppy's brothers just don't exist.
I also don't love the relationship that it showed, like, Poppy and Alex having with Alex's dad, because in the book, Alex did not have that relationship with his dad. Like, it was a very strained relationship because when his mom died, he had to take care of his 3 brothers because his dad couldn't. And so,
Yeah.
like, it was just like a happy-go-lucky family. "Look, my brother's getting married in Barcelona."
Yep.
And so it just
Yep.
like it definitely took away from the characters. And also, I don't like how they made Poppy a homewrecker.
Yes, because that is not how it was in the book
He
at all.
never proposed to Sarah.
No!
He never proposed to her.
Okay, so as we mentioned it, I just actually scrolled to it. Obviously, mentioned it early on. They take fewer trips in the movie than they do in the book. I have this in front of me. They take many adventures through Vancouver Island, Colorado, Tuscany, and Croatia, and details they meet in these trips. And then in Tuscany, Poppy does get the pregnancy scare and goes to town alone to get the pregnancy test. And then Alex later finds her with a pregnancy test in her hand early in the
And she's
morning
crying
before
like
he
on the
heads out for a
balcony.
run.
Yeah.
Yes. And then so that's how that happens. And then the Croatia trip is funded by R&R again, and that's where Poppy and Alex relationship turns and goes bad, essentially. Because the two end up kissing but aren't able to, like, express their feelings because they're drunk and they just start to make out, and they both end up feeling rejected and they both ghost each other. is what happens. And so, like, that was an important trip that they did not mention.
Yeah, and they just made it seem that Alex was just choosing Poppy every time over everything, and that's why the relationship didn't work, and I feel like it was, like, I just I don't like when I watched it the first time and they showed Sarah and Alex getting engaged on the Tuscany trip, I'm like, "Did it make you" like, they never got that
Yeah.
far because Alex that was, like, a pivotal piece of Alex. He could never fully commit to Sarah because he had feelings for Poppy,
Yep.
and so it was just like,
Yep.
"Why?"
And they made that Tuscany trip like their big fight falling out, and it was like, but there was no real fight.
No, it was, "Oh god, he went to telling me to have a pregnancy test and said that I'll be there for you and help you on any step of the way." Like,
And they
"Oh, God forbid he's a
almost
good
kissed.
friend."
Yeah. And then they almost kissed, and that was it. And then he was like, "What am I to you?" And she said, "My friend, my best friend." And then all she did was speak her feelings, like, "You really just wanna stay in Ohio? That's where you really wanna stay?
And the
Like,
thing is,
in
like, that
Winfield?"
conversation did happen, and then they still
It
continued to
did.
go on trips with that relationship changing, and then
Mhm.
finally it broke when they went to Croatia, and they could not hold it back anymore.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I was just
And
like,
then yeah, yeah.
"Ethan."
Right in front of me, it actually says what you just said, that Alex doesn't propose to Sarah, and at David's bachelor party is when Poppy finds out Alex bought an engagement ring and told his family that he planned to propose to Sarah, but he never ended up doing it because, it was he couldn't because he was in love with Poppy. And so
Yeah, I just feel
yeah,
like everything the choices that they made in the movie made when they finally, like, professed their feelings for one another so anticlimactic. And I
they really did.
and I feel like it also made that misunderstanding at the wedding of, like, "So where do we go from here?" a lot less, like, because that was at the airport the next day. They didn't have that conversation at the wedding. It was the next day when they were saying goodbye at the airport.
Yep.
And his flight left before hers, and so he just fucking left her at the airport like, "Okay, we're done." And she had to sit in the airport and cry.
Mhm.
And, like, that was just such a better like, it made the feelings feel more, like, raw. Because I'm sorry, you're not gonna have that conversation and that argument at your brother's wedding out of, like, respect.
No. Yeah. Yeah, regardless if they're still there or not. And yeah, that's just not the time or place to do it. And then also Sarah and Poppy talking like that in the airport, that's not how that conversation goes
No,
down.
she was I was so pissed that they changed this. The ending of this book was one of my favorites. One of my favorites. The fact that they made her a flight attendant and not a teacher, when in the book, Poppy had to go to the school, and who does she run into this to at the school? Sarah.
Yep.
And Sarah's the one who tells her, "Oh, him and some other teachers go across the street to the bar." And so she had to go to the bar and profess her love in front of all of his coworkers. And then
Yep.
he, like, doesn't say anything, so she leaves, and then he chases her into the parking lot, and they talk, and, like, he finally says
Yep.
something. And I feel like that was just such a more impactful moment than her running after him when he's going for a jog. How stupid.
Yep.
Hate it.
Yep. And Poppy does quit her job, but she doesn't do it as fast as she does in the movie. She doesn't do it when she immediately returns home. She waits. She like works on herself. Does all the things, goes to therapy, does all the things you do before you decide to like,
Have a big
uproot your
life
life.
decision, yeah.
Yeah. And then oh yeah, and I forgot about this actually. She encounters her high school bully that who she shared her first kiss with, that Jason guy,
Oh, yeah.
and he apologized to her, and that's when she, realized that she felt unfulfilled in her job, and that's when she decided she needed to quit, and then she wrote a column
Yeah,
as
she
to
ran
why
into
she
him, like, on the street in New York, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I was, like, on the subway, and she was just like, "Oh, hey," and then yeah, but in the movie, it's like as soon as she gets back from Barcelona, she's like, "Okay, I quit."
yeah. I didn't love it. What is your rating of this out of 10?
I'd say that, like, a 6.
Oof,
Or like maybe a 5.5 to 6 because I like the girl who played Poppy.
I give it a 3.
My
A
god.
a generous 3.
Damn. That's fair. That's fair though, because Emily Henry is like your favorite.
I don't know. She's kind of been shit in the bed a little bit for me lately.
That's true. But this one is your favorite
This
book,
one
so
is, and I was so excited for this movie. And like, I know they're not the same. The book is always better. But for them to make that many changes, like
yeah.
significant changes, and you just make the characters fall so flat. And you can't even blame it on like getting bad actors because they didn't hire bad actors. It was bad writing,
No, it was just bad writing. Yeah. Yeah.
which makes me upsetty spaghetti.
Which is like,
And it's just like it
yeah.
makes it hard for me to wanna go see any other, like, book to movie, book to TV show. I mean, I'm gonna watch them regardless, but then it just makes me so sad. Like, I'm gonna go see reminders of him, and I'm like, "I know this is gonna suck compared to the book."
I know. I know. I'm gonna try to read the book before I go see the movie, but I don't know how well I'm gonna do that this month.
That's fair.
uh, yeah. And then also in the epilogue, how the movie ended, they're living in New York where they live with their little dog, right? It's not how it ends in the book. The epilogue, Poppy has her own column, and Alex is teaching in New York. And they're trying out living there for a while before they go back to Linfield. And they do the same thing there. And that way they decide where they want to stay for like long term. They're trying out both places. Whereas in the movie, they're just in New York.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, I
like,
forgot about the epilogue. At that point, I was so checked out of the movie. After her running after him, I was like, I'm done. I am
yeah,
done. I don't like this at all.
yeah. I forgot so much of the book. That's why I just was like looking up. I was like, let me like look up something, and then it all was kind of coming back to me. I was like,
So
oh,
much of
yeah,
it. Like,
yeah.
literally
So I was like, oof.
so much. And, like, I understand it was done by Netflix, but, like, Netflix, you got a good budget.
Well, and Emily Henry had a part in making the movie too. She was like there, so I don't know why she approved all this stuff. It was an hour and 58 minutes long. Just put everything in the book. Like
Yeah, make a 2-hour
people
movie, 2.5-hour movie. I'm gonna sit
people
and
will
watch it.
stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll sit and watch it. We sat
Quit
and watched Harry
jipping
Potter, we'll
me.
sit and watch this.
Yeah, quit jipping me.
Yeah. It's not that long of a movie. Like, come on.
And when they're good, you don't realize the movie's that long.
Exactly. Exactly. If people will sit through Avatar, people will sit through that.
Yeah, and this is better. Well, it
Yeah.
could have been better. It's not.
Well, yeah, you know. I just
Yeah,
I
the
would
the
love
writing
it
for
if a
the movie.
movie would just follow the book. It'd be great. It'd be great.
Well, yeah, and that was where I was, like, kind of upset because I was like, "Well, did Emily Henry not have a piece?" And then when I saw her in the cameo in the wedding scene, I was like, "Bitch was on set! What are you doing?" Like, what
Oh, yeah.
sucks? It just sucks. It's poopy. It's poopy. I don't like it. And it makes me sad because then, like, I'm pretty sure they're making Funny Story and Book Lovers as well.
I think so. I thought one of them was gonna be a show.
Yeah, I feel like it was Happy Place, Book Lovers,
That one, that's gonna be a show.
and Funny Story, and Happy Place was gonna be the show, I think. Book
There
Lovers
was
is gonna
another
be the
one.
movie.
There was, like pretty much all her books are turning
All
into
the
something
mar
besides the biggest one, or the new one, The Big Beautiful Life or
good,
whatever.
because that one was shit. Hated it.
Oh god.
All my judgment today. You're welcome.
Oh god. Yeah. Yeah. Our review on the book is much better.
Yes. Book was 5 out of 5 for me.
Well, it was a 5 out of 5 for me too. I forget what episode. That was, like, one of our first episodes we
I
did
think
on this
so.
podcast.
I think
Yeah.
so. Way better than this garbage.
Again, I just want to reiterate that we mixed up Funny Story with People We Meet on Vacation, just in case some you guys wanted to go look up People We Meet on Vacation review of the book. We didn't do that. We did Funny Story. We just mixed them up. I just wanted to clear that up for you guys.
We've been meaning to do this one for a while. We've been busy.
And then we're focused on books, like actual books, not movies. And then we
Yeah.
remembered about it. We're like, oh, we should probably do that.
Okay, this year there's a lot of movies or book to movie adaptations coming out, so we're probably gonna be bouncing back and forth between those
Because we're
because
gonna
there's a
do
lot to come.
this, Reminders of Him, Verity. I feel like
Yep.
there's another one that I'm forgetting.
Sunrise on the Reaping.
Sunrise on the Reaping! Oh, I am not ready for that.
Oh, neither am I. And then we're gonna have to watch Red, White, and Royal Blue after you read it.
Oh, yeah! I'll have to
Yeah.
watch it too because I have not watched it because I'm like, I'm not watching it until I read it.
Yeah, I haven't even watched it yet either. I'm gonna wait until you read the book because I'm gonna reread the book also because I just love that book so much.
I can't wait to read it, even though it's a few months out.
I can't wait to reread it. We're coming up close. It's a couple months away.
That's crazy. Don't say that.
Gosh. You know what? It's fine. I'm just happy March is over.
Yeah, it took forever. Took long.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe we made number 20 on Good
Oh,
Pods
yeah.
for the top 100 monthly book podcasts. Ugh, it's amazing.
Toss.
So exciting.
So
Thanks for listening. We wouldn't be there without you guys.
moving on up.
Yeah. But this is a shorter episode, but we just wanted to
That's
get
because
this
there's
out
not
there
good things
because
to say about it.
the
You can only
actors
say
were good.
that is it. I'll say
Okay.
they did a they did a stellar job on Poppy and her outfits.
That is true. That is true. But also, okay, I will say this. If my best guy friend, when he came up naked, I would be like, why are you naked? I would make fun of him the same way Poppy did. I'd be
Oh,
like, what
for sure.
happened?
Also,
I'd have
okay,
so many questions.
I will give him that. Because in the book, she didn't give him her romper. He got clothes from one of the guys. So that is a creative liberty that I thought was hilarious.
That was nice of her because I wouldn't be that nice.
Nope, and be like, oh, that sucks. Guess you got to go back to town naked.
I would be like, okay, my question was, he picked up his sock because that was the only thing that was left. Why didn't he just put his sock on, his junk? At least that would have been covered.
That's true.
Like, sure, your butthole might be out, but at least that part is covered.
He wasn't covering his butthole anyway.
He was clenched.
He's fun. Nothing in, nothing out.
But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I would have roasted my friend too.
Well, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I
But the only friend I could think of was Isaiah
yeah.
in this scenario. It was just Isaiah.
Well, the moment that scene happened and he took off his clothes, I was like, no! Get
Too
the
close to the water. That's why they're addressing so far away. It's like, oh, honey, no.
What are you doing?
It's like there's a reason why you dress so far away from the ocean because the tide comes in pretty high.
Stay on
Aw.
dry sand.
This is what happens when you grow up not near an ocean.
Ooh. That's true.
Because he was from Ohio. It's like you were landlocked. You don't know
You
these
don't
things.
know. You don't know any better.
Oh God. But yeah, that's my rating's a little bit more generous than Sam's. I've watched it twice. Don't know that I will watch it again.
We'll never watch it again.
Yeah. I will hands down rewatch Bridgerton over and over before I watch this again.
For sure. Bridgerton
Yeah.
is good.
Bridgerton is good. I will watch
Housemaid.
The Housemaid every day,
Yeah.
One of these days, I can't even, where does it stand between It Ends With Us and this one? See, that's hard.
I think, okay, I feel like I have to look at everything as a whole. So as everything that happened with this, it Ends With Us and like all the drama, I think also goes into play with me disliking that film.
True.
So this would rank higher, but just like a little bit.
I have to agree with that, but
Because Blake Lively is trash.
I mean, my feelings about her.
See,
So.
okay, but no. People We Meet on Vacation is higher because at least they have good actors.
This is true.
They have Blake Lively.
Okay. Okay, but the guy that played
Justin Baldoni. Yes, I do love Justin Baldoni
and Atlas.
Yeah,
The guy that played Atlas. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I just had his name and it's gone. Skelter.
I don't know his
It's
name.
gone. I had it and it's gone.
The guy that played Atlas and he's in The Housemaid, him.
Those two are good.
Yes.
But the entire cast of People We Meet on Vacation, I feel, was casted very well. Schwapna, I think I love her. She was in The Good Place, and she was fantastic in that. And so, like, when I saw her casted as Schwapna in this, I was like, oh, you are perfect for that part. You are. That's meant for you.
It was great. I love the cast in this movie was
alone
phenomenal.
puts people
This
meet
one
on
higher.
vacation higher. And
Yeah.
then all the drama. And also, I don't really like Colleen Hoover that much. So that also kind of like,
That's true.
even though we're going to see 2 of her movies this year, it's fine.
You know what? I'm gonna die on the hill with Verity because that is her best book.
I still have not read it. I will read it.
Oh my god, you need to read it. It's on our list.
It's on our list. We're gonna read it before the movie.
It's on our list before the movie
It's
comes
fine.
out, so we're good.
It's fine.
I can't wait to reread it. I'm ready
Honestly,
to
I
get
can
hurt
wait
again.
to read it because I've owned the book for 3 years and haven't read it yet. So
You really can. You can wait.
I can't wait.
Oh god, yeah. No, I feel that. It's like caught up with us. We could wait to read it.
Oh, and her new one just came out yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, "Oh my god, we're so behind."
I literally have this much interest in reading.
Yeah, cuz it's Tyler.
Yeah, and Tyler's a fuck.
Yeah. I don't he was so different in book 1 compared to what he was in book 2. So I'm like, "Who are you? Like,
But
who is this person? I'm so confused by you."
yeah, I don't know. I just don't love that this turned into like a trilogy series.
I thought it was just going to be a standalone. I was happy
Me
with
too.
just Lights
I was
Out.
fine with a standalone. Like, do another book like that, different world, different characters. Like, I would be.
Yeah.
Not everything
Yeah.
needs to
I
be
mean,
a
I
series.
liked Caught Up too, but like I was fine with just Lights Out. I would have been happy.
Lights Out was fine. It wasn't my favorite. Lights Out was definitely way better.
No, for sure. Yeah. That's why I'm saying like Lights Out. I would have been stoked if it was just Lights Out. Cool. Yeah, let's do it. Like I didn't need a trilogy, but okay, sure. If you want to, I guess.
You do you, boo.
Like you do you. I'm not here to judge. Well, actually,
that is a tagline on our podcast. So
that is actually what I'm
judge.
here for. Yeah, I am here to judge. Actually, JK.
But it's
yeah. But I think that's all I have on this topic.
Yep, it sucks. Read the book. Read more book.
Read the book. Read the book for this one. It's much better. You can envision the actors as the people that'll make the book better.
Yeah.
Because, you know.
Then you have somebody to think of.
Yeah. You can have a face to the names, you know. Because, yeah.
But yeah, that's all I have. I'll just continue to talk bad about it if I continue anymore. And that'll just be me saying it's bad over and over again.
That's true. Yep, she will. But if you haven't, follow us on, what is it, Instagram,
YouTube.
And we are everywhere you get podcasts.
And if you guys can leave us a couple reviews on
reviews,
Amazon, Spotify, wherever you can leave podcast reviews, that'd be great.
Yes.
We love seeing them. They make us very happy.
They do. It might take me a while to find them because I just found them on Apple Podcasts not too long ago.
Spots, I feel like it's not like an easy thing to find. But yeah,
they don't give
leave us
me notifications. So yeah, leave us reviews.
Helps put our podcast out there.
Yeah, we're on Patreon, we're on Good Pods, we're everywhere. And if you do automatic downloads on Spotify, that really helps us out too. So we are 2 Peas Poddin'.
2 Peas Poddin'.
And this was a very judgmental episode.
Yeah, it was. Conquering the world one book at a time. I'll be very
and one movie at a time, apparently.
And one movie and show. All the things. Anything.
All the things. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.